Hi, hello, welcome back. My name is Tomislav and it's finally nice to be back turning again. Now, I had a viewer asking a specific question how to get the best possible surface on the inside of what I would call square bowl or a box on a cross grain or a face grain orientation of the wood. So what I mean by that is, let me draw quickly here. So this will be sort of outside of our bowl here, or in this case, it will be a bowl, but what I like to do on a cross grain boxes, it's sort of this shape as well, where you have the square bottom to the sides here, or roughly that. So in this video you're going to see how I get this portion nice and clean with the bottom here, and we're going to call this sort of a little tray. So on this side I have a screw chuck hole ready to go, and let's start the lathe nice and slowly, 400 RPM. Thread this on, so slowly bring the speed up. So if I go over 1000 RPM, everything will start to shake, and probably the camera as well. You're going to see it on the footage, on the video. So I'll drop it down below 1000 RPM for now, at least until I get it nice and round, although it's not terrible. So in this case I won't be removing the corner because we need the square bottom here as well. So for the rough shaping I'll use Continental spindle gouge. So we'll just quickly shape the outside first. This is chestnut, nice dry piece of chestnut, and fill up the top. So now we can bring the speed up a little bit more. So we are now a little over 1000 RPM. So what I'll do, I'll use a scraper, my refiner scraper, just to get the bottom a little concave. Okay, so that's for now. We need a recess, or we can make a Tenon, doesn't really matter for this demo. So let's go with the Tenon. It's the biggest one I have. I'm gonna use the refiner. This will be a good test for the lathe. It's not a big bowl or anything like that, but it's nice and dry, dense. So we have the Tenon here. I can actually shape it right away. We're going to set the Tenon diameter nice and square. It's push cut. Let's use the bowl gouge. That's the side done as well. So let's see the surface first, how it's reacting. So it's pretty good. A little rougher patch here. The side here is actually quite nice. Looks quite good and almost square across. So a little bit of lighter touch in these two areas here. So. I would increase the speed a little bit more, but this particular piece of timber, it appears to have a little bit of different densities in different areas, so it likes to wobble a little bit more. Okay, so that should be okay. A little decoration as always is nice. A little tiny bead. And just take that sharp corner. So I'll quickly sand this and then we'll focus on the inside. Just for the sake of finishing this, I'll just put the wax on. Okay, so that should be okay. It's looking quite nice. So we can turn this around. Today is a super hot and humid day here in Zagreb, so you can see that's quite nice. Now I will have to contact customer service about this wine in a motor, this new Harvey lathe. It does sound kind of weird now when I had the time to play around with it a little bit more. So I'll put this on. And now we can focus on the inside. Alright, so the first job is to scrub the top here a little bit. Again, the gouge, continental spindle gouge. And just make a nice entrance and drill bit, and we'll see. This first line. Okay, so now we have two options here. We can hog this out with a gouge or scrapers. So let's say we're going to leave wall thickness around here. So again, I'll show you with a scraper how this looks. So square end scraper, rest needs to go up a little bit. And bring the speed up a little bit more. Hopefully the camera isn't shaking too much. So you can see you can go that way, or you can use a bow gouge, which is a little bit more efficient way, let's say. Okay, so that's roughed out. Again, rest goes up. Now I like to use square and scraper to get it nice and flat. First go down to the bottom of the depth hole, and I'll just step it out, as my mentor likes to do as well, with using maybe a quarter of a blade. You can see my hands getting black pretty much instantly from the tannins in the chestnut reacting with the sweat from the skin. So let's stop for a second and just want to double check the depth or the thickness at the bottom here. So that's 9, a little less than 9 mil. Here is 8 mil. So I'll leave the calipers here. So we can go down a little bit more. So here I'm getting a little bit more vibration, so I'll put my hand, my 2 fingers behind the at the bottom here. To reduce a little bit of chatter. Now we can see if this is flat. So I think this ruler should fit inside, and just barely fits. So I'm not sure how much you will be able to see, but oops. So I have a divot here, but I'm touching only at this spot here, which is okay. So I need to bring this area down from this to the wall here, a little bit more, like maybe 1.5 mil. So again, bring the fingers behind the cut. And for now I'll stop here. Now I need to get the side here of the wall here. I need to get it nice and clean. Now you can use ball gouge. You can probably see that the sides here are actually quite rough from the scraper that I was using. Now I could sharpen the very corner of the scraper and have another go, but I won't get any better than this, or much better. So what I like to use, and when I make Madero cup vacuum cups for massages, or when I used to make those quite a lot, I would use a spindle gouge to make this cut here. Now I have here a 10 mil diameter spindle gouge with a fairly long bevel, and just point that bevel nice straight down. And what I like to do is, when I start, I close the flute. Then once I'm in a bowl, I open it up slightly, keeping the handle relatively level-ish, and then proceed slowly. Let the wood do its thing and the tool. And once you're towards the bottom, just close the flute a little bit. Don't go too far, because it will skate inward. So We can bring the speed up a little bit more now. There's a lot of weight missing in the bowl. Hopefully the camera again is not too bouncy. Once you're in the wood, you open it up slightly. It's super loud. So let's see the surface now. So that's much better. The thickness is pretty close. A little bit rougher patch here, so what I was taking with the spindle gouge, relatively heavy cut, almost 2 or 3 mil. So what I'll do now is take a little bit lighter cut, and I might even sharpen the gouge. So that's it. That felt like a good cut, loud cut, but good cut, clean. And it is, there is a little bit of chatter mark, not sure if you can see it here. That's all sandable. So now what I need to do is just double check where I am in terms of level, and still have to get this area down, and you can see a little bit of tear out here, so I need to deal with that as well. So nice and gently. Might even raise a fresh burr here. Fresh burr here. So nice and gentle here. Getting the corner done. So that's looking really nice and clean. Oh, this area is nice and clean. This needs a little bit more attention with the scraper. Again, I'm not pushing in. And what I forgot to do is something with the rim here. Okay, so this is now can be sanded. Now there is another detail that you can use to sort of define where is the bottom corner here. So that is putting a little tiny groove in a very corner of the corner here, and you can do that. The most easiest way that I know is just using the spindle valve and having at the very corner closing the flute to 3 o'clock, and that way you'll get a little tiny groove, and when you sand you won't damage the very corner. So that's the next task, to sand the inside. And now just apply the wax. For the corner you need to fold the paper towel or the cotton rag and push it into a corner so it melts the wax. So I forgot the name of the viewer that asked this question. I apologize for that, but I hope this sort of solves your issue that you're having. So that's really nice, and I'll take it off the chuck so you can see it a little bit better. And this little groove that we put to help with the sanding in the very corner, that will sort of disappear when you go through sanding process, but you will be able to sand up to a corner without ruining or rounding over or mess up your corner, very corner here. So I hope you can see how nice and crisp the corner is, and especially when you pull it back a little bit, you can see it's nice and crisp. So this is the method that I'll be using whenever I have to do flat bottom with the sides that are, let's say, 90 degrees to the bottom here. So this is a nice little tray. The foot is a little bit too small. It's maybe a little bit better to make, since I don't have the chuck this big, to put the recess, but I wanted to hollow this out as thin as I could. And just to show you, this is now 5 mil thickness. Hope you can see that. I could go a little bit thinner, but then it gets a little bit too flimsy, and for a tray like this will be good enough. So hopefully you'll get something out of this video, and it's, like I said, it's good to be back turning. And yeah, thank you for watching, and if you have any struggles or you want to see any of the techniques or anything, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to help you out as best I can. So about the lathe first impressions. For the lathe, the first impressions, it's really nice quality, the casting and everything, the mechanism for the banjo. The only thing it's a little bit weird is the motor, how it winds a little bit, and when I have the dust hood here, it's really awkward to use the controls here, which if it was on a remote you could put it here, so it's a little bit awkward. It's not terrible, especially when I'm working here. On the camera it might be a little bit different sound, but yeah, it's I'll definitely contact the customer service and we'll see, and I'll keep you posted what they say in case you get something like this. Is it normal or not? I don't know. So yeah, again, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.